Ready. Hey, hi everybody, welcome. I am Jeannie Warsaw Gazga, and I welcome you all here to our streaming series, Voice Your Soul, with today's guest artist from Chicago, Chai Tulani, who you will see in just a couple of minutes. Just want to give you a little bit about my background briefly. I worked in the music industry for over 20 years, promoting and marketing artists for Sony, Warner Brothers, RCA, Elektra, Virgin Records. So now, after hanging out for years with artists like Janet Jackson, the Rolling Stones, Tina Turner, a lot of artists, David Bowie, probably artists that a lot of you younger people don't even know anymore. Now I'm here hanging out with you. So we want to thank you again for joining us today. I would also like to introduce Susan Friel from DCASE, which is the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events. Susan, if you want to say a quick hello.
Greetings, everyone. We're so glad to see you virtually. We hope that you will come visit us at the Chicago Cultural Center, which of course is closed right now. But even though it's closed, we want you to know that we're still working hard and have a series of meet an artist, which we've been having in the Learning Lab. The Learning Lab is under renovation right now with a fabulous group of designers called Made in Inglewood, Eric Hotchkiss and Andre Westhow. Also working with an artist named Liviu Passare. So we hope that you will come back and see us. But in the meantime, join us here on Facebook Live.
Thank you, Susan. Okay, I am going to introduce Chai to everybody. Hold on one sec as we bring him into the stream. Chai Tulani.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. What's that cool background you got there? A nice fan? Are you in like a
thank you.
Is it an outdoor porch or something?
Yeah, I'm on I'm in the screen room. I'm actually at my parents' house in the screen room. So they have a nice little screen room. I figured it'd be good for today's occasion. So yeah.
Very cool. That was a good idea. All right, excellent. So I just wanted to mention to everyone joining us today that we just want to, we're really excited to have you here. And we just want to ask you to please be considerate to each other and refrain from any, inappropriate language and stuff when using the online chat. And we thank you very much. So, Chai, before we get into the interview, I would like to play a little clip for a quick second. And then after the clip, I want to talk to you about it, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, cool. So I'm going to throw this clip on. Hold on one sec.
Tulani.
Ndio.
Nini nakusumbua?
Nataka kuwaletea watoto wa nyumbani furaha mioyoni yao.
Kwa kutumia njia gani?
Kwa kutumia muziki zangu.
Basi, tumia muziki yako na ufanye kwa bidii. Usije ukafanya kazi nusu nusu.
Wow, that was so cool.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So how many years ago was that filmed?
That was about 3 years ago now, 2017. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, and you're still a young man.
Thank you.
So when you sat down with your mom and you had that very brief conversation, did you know how she was going to respond, or were you not sure?
Yeah, I think we gave that was an improv kind of film, but
good.
Yeah. I didn't know, but she knew the direction of what we were. She had heard the song and stuff like that. So
yeah,
So I kind of know, but I kind of knew, but I didn't know. It was definitely also kind of a surprise on set, but more like it wasn't scripted, but I knew it was gonna go in that direction, but not those exact words, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. In fact, I think it's pretty powerful. I mean, to have, to be a young man taking advice from your mom,
Mm-hmm.
it gave me the chills because when you think about, a lot of young people who say to their parents, "Yeah, I'm going to be a musician."
Yeah.
You might not get a positive response, and I think it was really cool the way she responded. So,
Yeah.
did that inspire you? Did that make you like wanna? I'm gonna just, you know, go out and do this thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Having backing from my parents is definitely when I got that it gave me a confidence that I didn't know prior to them giving me their blessing. So
Wow.
it definitely gave me a major uplifting and even the way that I wrote in my dedication towards the craft. So support from your family can really make a difference. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. That's really cool. So let me ask you something. I read somewhere that you had said that when you were young in Chicago, you're from Kenya, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And you moved to Chicago when you were 4 years old?
Yes.
Okay. So you mentioned that your dad would take you and your sister to Palmer Park in Chicago, and he played
Mhm.
the djembe, bongo, and conga drums
Yep.
all day. How did that affect you with music? Did that take you in a certain direction, or what? Like, how did that make you feel?
It definitely did. I think from those experiences at such a young age, it put me in a place where music was very therapeutic for me because my father has always played music more for therapeutic reasons at the park or
Oh,
whatever. And so he would have us there. And so it created a therapeutic atmosphere for me with music. And I would later on grow to, use that for when I'm creating music. It's like therapy for sure.
that is so cool. So would other people kind of come around when he was playing, or?
Yeah, you know what? People will always come around and circle us, and people would be throwing money in the bag, and my dad would just be saying, "No, we're not doing it for money. We're just kind of we're just playing."
Oh man.
So yeah.
Wow. So then, did you also hear music and musicians? In other words, so he played the drums. What about
Hmm.
around the house? Was there music played? Did you hear any
Always,
artists? What?
always music, all kinds of artists. From Extra Musica, these uh, we call it Lingala music. That's like a Congolese kind of music.
Yeah.
To reggae, to Bob Marley, and then to like Muddy Waters, and then Lauryn Hill. It was all over the place, all kinds of.
Oh, wow. Wait, your dad played Lauryn Hill?
Yeah,
Wow, you got a cool dad.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. So then you really got a nice mix of hip hop, African music, African drumming. What about any old R&B, any soul music, like from the 60s or 70s, any Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson, any of that?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
lots of that. Yes,
All right. So
and
that's
even
really
Bill
cool.
Withers. Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
oh, Bill Withers, of
Yeah,
course.
Bill Withers.
Okay. So, did all that music then help you create the style of music that you're playing?
Yes, absolutely. It all played a role in it. I think most the ones I took towards the most though is like Bobby Womack and James Brown kind of people.
Oh,
Yeah, those are the ones that really inspired me. And then the number one influence of all time is Bob Marley. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
that's interesting that you bring in Bobby Womack because that's more almost a jazzy
mhm,
kind of music, and yet so you've got everything. I mean,
everything.
you're like, that is so cool. Really
Thank you.
cool. So let me just ask you quickly, that being said, before we get into your music, and we're going to show a couple video clips and stuff,
Mhm.
who are you listening to today?
I right now I listen to a lot of underground music, a lot of Chicago artists as well. So people like Dexter Spitz, Ace Da Vinci, Saba, No
Yeah,
Name,
right.
and then of course I'm always listening to Bob Marley consistently. That's like I
Yeah.
never get tired of Bob Marley. I think other people get tired of hearing me talk about Bob Marley, but that's definitely my number one influence for sure. Erica Badu and Andre 3000. They're mostly they're older music for sure, but like I definitely
Yeah,
went out to them. Yeah, stuff like that.
that's very cool. I agree with you about Bob Marley. I think it's just
Yeah,
timeless music, and you can't. I think you can't sit still when you hear Bob Marley. You just have to move. You can't. It's
yeah.
like
We're
that's very
jamming.
cool, right? Okay, so I'm gonna play a video of one of your songs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd like to, when we come back, talk to you about the song.
Okay.
So hang in there 1 second, everybody, and we're gonna watch a video of a song by Chai called Juice.
Yeah, yeah, see, yeah, sense, yeah, on, yeah, on, us, yeah, oh, no, yes, and us, oh, no, yes, and us, and I just got the juice in my hand, no photo. I can spread the juice to my friends. Here you go, bro. I've been feeling loose, so I dance to the promo. If you got that juice, you should meet me at the dojo. I just got that juice in my hand, no photo. I can spread the juice to my friends. Here you go, bro. I've been feeling loose, so I dance to the promo. If you got that juice, you should meet me at the dojo. Cruise and I go, say, cruise and I go. I get my juice and I'm boost and I'm loose, so I flow. Yeah, Tulani got that spot, backing on the backdrop. If you got me number, you can call me, but that's yeah. Another day, I'm feeling great. The snakes, despite the snakes, I'm getting paid by Chaser. If you wanna get me, get the laser. African boy, yeah, I do it every day. I just got the juice in my hand, no photo. I can spread the juice to my friends. Here you go, bro. I've been feeling loose, so I dance to the promo. If you got that juice, you should meet me at the dojo. I just got that juice in my hand, no photo. I can spread the juice to my friends. Here you go, bro. I've been feeling loose, so I dance to the promo. If you got that juice, you should meet me at the dojo. At the dojo, keep it on a low. Smoke it all the way. If you hating, fall in line, bro. Out here wasting time. I'm just trying to shine. If you ain't bust a move, get the off my line. Cause I don't got the time. I don't got the time. If you ain't really about it, better hit my brother run. Cause I ain't got the time. I ain't got the time. If you ain't with the shits, better hit my brother run. I just got the juice in my hand, no photo. I can spread the juice to my friends. Here you go, bro. I've been feeling loose, so I dance to the promo. If you got that juice, you should meet me at the dojo. I just got that juice in my hand, no photo. I can spread the juice to my friends. Here you go, bro. I've been feeling loose, so I dance to the promo. If you got that juice, you should meet me at the dojo.
Wow. So we've been listening to that song around our house here, and we find
Wow.
that we find that we're walking around the house singing it.
Hey, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the song. What's the message in the song? How did you come up with the song? Little bit of that first.
Yeah, so that song, I came up with that song. I was linking up with a friend of mine. His name is Lord Haiti. He's the one who composed the beat to
Okay.
that song. So Haiti invited me over to write some music, and this is also back in 2017. So I
Okay.
came over and I came to a spot, and he just started playing beats. And as soon as he played that one, I'm like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one right there. And I started feeling. I remember during that time I was going through a point where I was just validating myself as an artist, as a person, as an individual, as a young man. I was just trying to, I was coming, more into confidence with myself. So, what better way to say that to say, yo, you know what, I got the juice, and I can even pass it
Yes.
on to you if I want to. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
just having that feel good song about yourself, it's just like affirmations. I'm really big on affirmations, and a lot of my music is affirmation. So that's that hook. That's why the hook is like this. I just got the juice. If you
I
always tell
know. We
yourself,
keep singing it around the house.
yeah. So if you keep telling yourself you got the juice, you're gonna manifest the juice. So that's how I
Right.
felt about that one. Yeah.
Very cool. So you mentioned that your friend made the beat or the track. So
Yes, absolutely.
that's the next question. So do you create any tracks, or do you look for tracks and use tracks, or is it usually someone in your squad that creates a track for you?
Absolutely. So as of today, right now, most of my tracks, but most of my instrumentals are outsourced, or I'm collaborating with producer friends that compose beats. I actually started off making beats before I was recording music and stuff like that. But I actually found my passion to be more in writing. So I still make beats, and I have a ton of beats that I never used before, but somehow I never really like to record over my own beats that much. However, sometimes I'll be playing my beats and other people want to use them, so I let other people use them. But I don't. I kind of, yeah. It's kind of. I think that's the one thing about the writing process and the creation process that might be a little tiring for me. I never get tired of writing songs. I never experience writer's block, but it is kind of
Wow.
tedious for me to make a beat and then after make the beat, write to it, because then I'm tired of the beat by the time I write. So that's how
Yes.
it goes for me. Yeah.
So, first of all, let me just say quickly that anybody in the chat room, if you want to throw a chat or a question up for Shy, we'll be happy to post that for you. Just letting you know. So let me get back to your writing when you were talking about writing. So are you the type of person that walks around with a notebook, or do you talk into your phone? I mean, how do you what's your writing process? How does that go?
So my writing process, I don't like to walk around my notebook just because I feel like it's too precious. I might leave it somewhere, then I'll be
Oh,
feeling
yes,
bad.
yes.
Yeah, so I keep my notebook safe. At the most, I might bring it with me in my car, but I won't take it out the car if I go somewhere. And so yeah, so if I a lot of times writing sessions, writing music, it's almost like a planned thing for me. I just know, this time I'm gonna go write some music on my notebook. However, a lot of times I might be, out and about or out working a in between gig between shows or something like that, and I'm just like doing some work or whatever, and I'm like, I got this hook in my head, so
Yeah.
I'll record a voice memo or something. Voice memos have been my lifesavers because they always help me remember not only the lyrics that I have in my head, but the melody. And sometimes you can't even do that on paper. So voice memos for sure.
For
But I
sure.
always finish with paper. I'm one of those artists. I don't like to write verses in my phone. I still write verses in a notebook. I go to the studio with the notebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
So wait, let me go back for a quick second. So do you usually think about the hook first? Is that what
Um,
you're
naturally, yeah, like a lot of like naturally the first verse usually comes first, but sometimes I might think I'm writing the first verse and it's so catchy I'll make it the hook. Because
right?
even for a perfect example is Juice, because that hook was actually the first verse before I made it the hook. It was part of the first verse, but I'm like, this sounds so good, I should make it a hook and just write the verse, like, so that happens a lot. So the a lot of the times the hook comes out in the first verse and I'll switch it around like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So would you venture to say that a lot of what you write is from personal experience?
Most of everything that I've written has had to do with where I am in my life. I think, yeah, all of it. I think that I'm just now beginning to write stories, like getting creative, almost like writing a novel kind of thing. But
Yeah.
most of it is always just real life experiences, one way or another. Inspired, always inspired by real life experiences for sure.
Right. That's pretty cool. And then tell us a little bit. So since we talked earlier, you've been you've been exposed to all these different formats or genres of music. Do you? And I know you don't want to be pigeonholed. Most artists don't want you, right? But
Yeah.
how would you describe your music? I mean, hip hop is a very general, category.
Yeah,
So how would you describe it?
I would describe my music as sonic soul. That is the
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
sonic soul,
Okay,
sonic
Sonic
soul.
Soul, Sonic Soul. But do you feel that you bring in your cultural background in any way? I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And how do you feel that you do that? By the beats that you choose,
Mhm.
or
I think the yes, some of the beats that I choose or license out, or get licensed to, and also with the use of the content, the actual content, as far as I might be using the more African accent when I'm singing and
yes,
stuff like
yes,
that. Yeah, a
yes.
lot of
I
people.
love that.
Yeah, sometimes when people meet me, and they're like, "Where's your accent?" And I'm like, "Well,
Right.
I that's it's real, but it's in my music more so than anything for sure. I think most artists talk different than they make music, so
Yes.
a lot of people get confused by that when they meet me for the first time and they've only heard my music for sure.
It's funny. The world is just so obsessed with the accents. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Just crazy. So, what African language do you speak?
I speak Swahili.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Excellent. So that's how you kind of can bring in your cultural roots when you're singing. So that's what I
Hmm.
really actually like about your music.
Thank
So
you.
you're just a young man. So
I
I mean, you're like making this music, but you're so young. You started at what age? 18 or 16,
um
19?
yeah, I started professionally. Professionally, I started at 19. Yes.
Wow. How
Yeah.
did you start? So you're in Chicago. You
Hmm.
started writing.
Hmm.
How did you market and promote yourself?
Oh wow. Now that is a very, I love that question actually. Um because that is something I really had to learn how to do. Because
Yeah.
at 19 when I was starting, I had no idea other than just posting on my Facebook page and stuff like that. And what really helped is, honestly, being in Chicago, I think is a privilege it's a privilege to be an artist in Chicago. And I say that because there's so many resources for you to be able to go and perform at, not
Hmm.
right now because of the pandemic that
Right.
we, however, there's long running open mics like YCA, right? Young Chicago Authors. There's
Yeah.
there was just an array. There used to be an open mic called the Gala, and another one called Artist Lounge. So I think it was around 2015 when I was 21 years old. That about like, yeah, 2 years later was when I really learned how to market myself, and I just basically went to every open mic in Chicago with free CDs, and I would perform, and then
Oh.
after I performed, because I never like to give my music out before I perform, because then it just seemed like another art. I knew my strength was in performing. So after I perform, everybody like, "Oh, where can I find your music?" Bam, you know what I mean? Just market, just like that. And that's kind of how I built my name within the city of Chicago. And eventually those open mics turned into shows, and the shows, it goes on like that. And online content does what it's gonna do usually. So yeah.
Well, that's very interesting because in the old days when there wasn't online content, touring really has always been the way to
Mm-hmm.
go. If you want to market and promote yourself, no matter who, what age you are or who you are, you got to get out there. So that's pretty cool. So since that time, because now you're the young age of what, 20, what are you now? 20.
26.
Oh, you're still a young man. So, what have you learned from 19 to 26 then about about marketing and promoting yourself? I mean, yes, the online format, but
Mm.
is
Yes,
there,
I've learned that one, consistency is everything. Consistency is what's gonna, even
yes,
when you're not seeing the results that you think you deserve, you should be getting from the music that you're putting out. You need to remain consistent. Um, Two, I did. So that's number one, is consistency. The second one is gonna cost some money. A lot of artists don't like that part, because you got to figure out, spending money on a lot of stuff is difficult, and marketing is something that you'll be spending money on and not seeing results on at first. So now it just feels like you're throwing money out the window, but no, you
uh,
just have to tweak it and
that,
figure out what advertisement works for you. And number three, honestly, it goes back to consistency, and then because the consistency leads to sometimes a little bit of luck, right? Because my top stream song, I spent $0 on marketing on. I just happened to put
wow,
it out at the right time, at the right time, and that song, for some reason, it whenever because at first it was only available on SoundCloud, and then it was doing really really well on SoundCloud. I'm talking like I think it was over 100,000 streams. Like, it was just doing good, right? So
wow,
then when I later on, maybe like a year or two later, began to release music thing on Apple Music, on Spotify, and all of that, that
right.
song is still the top stream songs amongst all of the platforms it's on. Every platform it's on, that's my highest stream song.
What song is
So
it?
it's a song called Ndoto, Ndoto. It's that means dream in Swahili.
Oh, cool. I don't remember seeing that one.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah. It's definitely at this.
Fun.
And that was a song I honestly just got lucky on by just being consistent. Like, I didn't have a major marketing promo thing when I released that song, but I think it was due to my consistency of releasing. SoundCloud favored I guess they favored my song in their algorithm, and it went to the top. But
That's
yeah,
pretty cool. So, all right, let me ask you another thing too. Do you perform in Africa?
absolutely. Every time I go back, I perform. Yes,
And
since 2016 at least.
what's the crowd like there for you?
The crowd like there is very beautiful, because um in a sense I get the same reaction that I get here, and it's like, what is that guy doing? You know what I mean? Because here my music feels very African and stuff like that.
Right.
There they can tell it's African influence, but it's still nothing that they do for sure. So
Right.
I still get that same look, like, wow, this guy is really unique. He's just doing whatever he wants. That's
All right.
cool. Okay.
It's like
Yeah,
they know you've been in the white side of the world, and some of that is
absolutely.
infused into your music, right?
Yes, they definitely know.
That's pretty funny. Couple of questions in the chat room. How does it feel as an artist to work with a band?
Wow, man, man. Actually, my musical director of the band is sitting right behind me, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
give him a lot of props, because working with the band had, like, I think around 2017, May or June of 2017 is when I first began working with the band, and when the second I started working with the band,
Yeah.
my performances went up like that, like,
Oh,
right, in energy. People gave me better reviews, rather than performing with tracks. It was like, wow, and now the chemistry between me, I've worked with a lot of musicians now, in and out the band, but they're also very some very consistent people, and I've just been blessed with very very good energy people most of the time. Maybe only one, but anyway, but most very 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 good energy people. And so working with a band had um, taking my performances to another level, and then consistently rehearsing with them now made it very, like, not just, it wasn't just like, oh, now he's got a band, now he's better. It's now he's got a band, and a band that knows what they're doing. And I
sure.
always try to give my band a lot of credit, because they put on a lot of work. They show up for me when I need them, even before I
Wow.
could pay them. Even before I could pay them for any gigs, they always showed up. So it was really cool. It's been a blessing. I think that's the best part about performing live, is the fact that I have a band, actually. Yes.
Very cool. And so you're also saying visually, you mean too, with the band, it kind of heightened your performance. Yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
When you walk in with a squad,
It's a whole different thing. I know, it's so funny. That's, I'll tell you something funny. That is so true with hip hop music too. That's just, yeah. So we've got another question from Dawn. She wants to know, has the pandemic inspired you in some way to connect virtually more than ever?
Yes, like things like this and no at the same time. Yes and no. And I'll answer it that I start off with yes because people, I think over the years, I think I started performing live consistently around 2015, and so no matter what, you'll always get those people. Oh man, I was gonna make it to your show, but oh man, I was gonna get it, but oh man, yeah, oh man, my bad, man. It's been a long time since I've seen you, but I'll catch you at the next show.
Right.
This virtual thing and people being quarantined. I remember that I've only done one other live virtual show since it started, and that was last month in May. And a lot of people who hadn't come to my shows in years had come up and watched through the whole thing. A lot of people who never seen me perform, period, but know my music were able to. A lot of people who discover my music through SoundCloud but live in a different state or even a different country were able to tune in to my show. So that definitely inspired me to be like, yeah, I got to do this again. And it was very fun. And so, yeah. And then getting to the no, the only reason I would say no, and it's just getting used to just being in front of a camera and performing. I'm being so used to seeing people in front of you, even in the very beginning when there was only 5 or 10 people.
Oh, yes. That's hard.
So it's hard to see. I love to see my audience almost like I get to see you right now. This is better than Facebook Live to me because I get to see you. I mean, I guess you could like Facebook Live, but only like 1 or 2 people at a time. It's not the same as seeing an audience in their faces when you.
I know.
So that's the only thing. So yeah.
But that's I mean, of course, because you make that connection with a lot of people. It's a whole different thing. So let's take a quick second and throw on one other clip of a song of yours called "Home," and then we'll chat back with you in a sec.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Don't you run from me, love. Come to comfort me. I know you know they know that you love me too. I know they know for you I will act a fool. Love, don't you run from me, love. Come to comfort me. I know you know they know that you love me too. I know they know for you I will act a fool. Don't you know you so special, you don't need to show. You got fire all up in your soul. You a fighter, oh Lord, you so strong. You got diamonds all up in that throne. Love, don't you run from me. Love, come to comfort me. I know you know they know that you love me too. I know they know for you I will act a fool. Love, don't you run from me. Love, come to comfort me. I know you know they for you. Don't you run from me. Keep me company. I got work for you.
I got words for you.
I got blood for you.
I got blood for you.
Don't you run from me. Keep me company. Love is all I need. Love is all we need. Yeah. My spirit is feeling your pain. It don't got to come out this way. It don't got to come out this way. Shema, shema, yeah. Shema, shema, yeah. Love, baby, don't you run from me. Love, come to comfort me. I know they know you know that you love me too. Love, can you feel it? Can you feel that? Love, I got love for you. I got blood for you. Keep me company.
Your videos are so beautiful. There's just
Thank you.
there's
Thank you so
just
much.
yeah, there's so much joy. Where was that shot? Was that by the lake? Lake
Yes,
Michigan?
yes, yep. That was by the lake. I think that was most of that video was shot in Rogers Park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was shot in
Okay.
Rogers Park over there by the lake up north.
Cool.
And some other studio on the west side in the studio.
So let me ask you a quick question. We're going to take another question, and then we're going to let you take over and perform because we're excited for that. Tell us a little bit about the message in the song we just watched, Home.
Home. Now, home is about unconditional love. Again, as you can see with my repetition with that song, it was just it's a definitely, that one's definitely an affirmation song. And even though the video itself had a more romantic twist to it, the song itself is more inner love, or love for yourself, or love for, if you have love for another person. It doesn't have to be that romantic kind of love. It can be that unconditional friendship that you have, that love,
Yeah.
right? Love is what makes the world go round, is what makes the world spin. It's everything, right? So
Yeah.
that's what that song is really about. Absolutely.
Beautiful. So we got a quick question from Carrie. She wants to know what's your two things. What's your ultimate goal? And have you thought about licensing your music to film and TV?
Yeah. So my ultimate goal, honestly, is not just to change the world, but to progress the world through music. So that's my end goal. And also and by doing that, I will surely live a fulfilling life. So that has to do with that. Music is definitely fulfilling to me. And have I ever considered my music in film and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And actually, I am allowed to say, yeah. I've definitely managed a few video game placements, not movies, but video games.
Ah,
So I'm not allowed to announce the big one right now, but it's definitely
okay.
a big video game that I did a feature verse. So the song is actually someone else's that I'm a feature verse on there. I have a feature verse on that
Oh,
song
cool.
on a video game. So slowly making steps in that direction for sure.
Well, you're young. You got plenty of time to do much more. So let's have you take the stage and perform for us. How does that sound?
Absolutely. Is it cool if I introduce you guys to Josh, since you guys can't really see him like that?
Of course. Absolutely.
He's the one playing keys back here.
Hey, man, what's up?
This is Ice. My bad.
Hey,
Ice
Ice.
on keys.
Ice on keys. Okay, cool.
Lost me. Let us know if you guys can hear the music, and all this stuff.
Okay. Keys are coming through.
Anything need to come up at all?
I don't think so. Let's see.
Yeah.
Actually, the keys sound pretty good.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You got it.
Forever my soul will belong to you. For all of my goals will belong to you. Say my name, yeah. Say my name. And when you get on me, please go falling for me. Only on me, I'll be your king. I'll be the lion that came out the tiger to rescue my queen. Say, when I'm lost, forever in you, in my dreams, in my photo, in my visions of you and I see my watoto, my children. Please have faith. Please don't be too late. Cause one day that angels will come down for me and put me to rest, to rest. But whoever I saw, will be lost in you. I'm screaming, can you hear me? I guess you didn't know the picture in the kitchen. I guess it didn't show the roses that I left you. I guess they didn't know. I'm stuck up in the moment. Say, I'm searching for that key. My soul is what you need. Say it. Forever. I'm lost, my own forever. In you, yeah. Forever. I'm lost, forever. In you, belongs to me. I'm lost in you, yeah. Belongs to me, my girl. I'm lost in you. Belongs to me. I'm lost in you, my girl. Belongs to me. I'm lost in you. Yeah. That was Lost in You.
Yay, beautiful.
Thank you.
Very cool. What do you got next for us? We got some time.
This next song is called Mama Sauce, and we're gonna jump right back into it.
Cool.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, no. Yeah. Ooh, no. Yeah. Simone, yeah. Simone. This the type of sun they give me, I'm a mama house. Good king, in the mama house. It's time to celebrate, grab a 40 ounce. We running it too late, make the party bounce. Tell them what's up. I'm Chai Tulani, I just gotta get a buzz. Now my pocket's full, I can pull for your door. I just gotta do guns, I gotta pull up, yeah, I gotta stand up, yeah. This the type of sun they give me, I'm a mama house. I got a chain, got teeth, and I'm mama house.
It's time to celebrate. Grab a 40 ounce. When you want it too late, make a party bounce. It's the type of song that give me a mama. Good take, good deep in the power. It's time to celebrate. Grab a 40 ounce. We running it too late, make a party bounce. Tell them what's up. Can you tell me what's up? Nah, nah. Shawty, what's up? Can you tell me what's up? Yeah. Shawty, what's up? Can you tell me what's up? Nah, nah. Shawty, what's up? Can you tell me what's up? Simmer, oh yeah, I'm a boy, yeah, I'm getting partners, I got my partners, I got my partners, yeah. Oh, I got a feeling it's my boy, yeah. Y'all can tell me, nah, this my, yeah. Now I'm about to freestyle to the beat, yeah, to the beat, yeah. This is type of stuff that give me at my mommy house. Good tea, good tea in the farm house. It's time to celebrate, grab a 40 ounce. We running it today, make a party bounce, till the one two. Hey, tell me what's up, yeah, yeah. Tell me what's up. Hey, tell me what's up. Yeah, oh yeah, got my crew, yeah, I got my crew, yeah, partners, I got my partner, I got my partner, yeah. Oh, I got a feeling this my mom, yeah. Okay, tell me, this my, yeah. Now I'm at the freestyle to the beat, yeah, to the beat, yeah, say, this is happy Sonic, give me a mommy, this is happy Sonic, give me a mommy, yeah. It's just type of Sonic, give me a mama home. Yeah.
Woo! You have a great
Thank you.
smile.
Thank you.
Beautiful smile. Hey, let me throw in a couple of quick questions. We talked about, let's see, who have been your musical, this is by from Dan. Who have been your musical and lyrical influences in forming your approach to writing? Well, we did talk about Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, Bob Marley as far as musical. Well, Bob,
Yeah.
obviously, but well, all three of them, their lyrics are incredible.
Yeah.
So, outside of those three, are there any other artists that influence you in terms of their lyrics?
Lyrics. I know I already mentioned this artist too, but also Bobby Womack. Bobby Womack.
Oh yeah.
And, James Brown.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I say that because all the people who I've been influenced by, mostly their lyrics are never. I don't think I have complex lyricism. I think my lyrics are very simple, but they have a message. So it's just like I think there's a quote I heard, is like, make your music or your lyrics so simple a baby can understand, but also have purpose with it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well,
So
you bring up an interesting point when you bring up James Brown as an example. I mean, no one could have said it better in the 60s with Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. I mean,
yeah.
first of all, I think it was amazing for an African American artist to say something like that in that era. But yeah, his music, of course, I don't know if anybody can dance as well as him, but
I'm getting there.
Are you getting there?
Yeah.
That man can dance.
Yeah.
And then another question too, and I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, that you mentioned that sometimes the hook comes first. What about melody? Is melody after your lyrics or prior?
Melody almost 90% of the time comes first. I can always hum something. I always have a melody in place, and then I put words to the melody, and that's how that always works. So if someone puts on a beat and we're creating stuff, I'll have like na 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 na, and then I have that in my head. Then I'll add lyrics to it. So words come afterwards. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting, because sometimes for some artists it's the opposite. So that's very cool. So where do you produce? Do you have your own studio, or do you use some studios here in Chicago?
Yes, I use studios here in Chicago. I started off recording right here in this house in my parents' basement. But as of 2017, I started recording at Soundscape Studios in Humboldt Park, between Humboldt Park and Westtown neighborhoods of Chicago.
Okay.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are you still talking? You know what? We're losing you a little bit. Are you by your mic?
Oh, yeah. Is that good? Can you hear me?
I think that's a little bit better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So do you produce, or does someone in your squad produce? Who produces your music?
So a lot of the beats, I don't have, I outsource from different producers.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
just do due diligence and research and finding who makes what kind of beats I'm feeling at that time. So if it's an Afrobeat music, that's the beauty of the internet. You can really connect with a lot of people.
Yes.
A lot of the beats, a lot of the music that I have, a lot of the instrumentals in the music behind my music is licensed out. I've licensed these pieces out for myself, exclusive licensing and stuff like that of that nature. So yeah, I'm going to how that works, but that's a long story. So, but basically, I outsource most of it, and then also I write songs with the band in rehearsal as well. And we're eventually gonna go in the studio and record the songs that we produce together and compose together.
Cool. Okay. You're filled with messages of positive messages. And again, I keep coming back to you're still a young man, but what's one message you would want to give to young people today? Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world, but what's a message that you might want to send out to young people, to youth?
I think the message I was sending out with so much noise going on in the world, and for good reason with the noise, I would say remember to know yourself. I think that's the most important part, going inward, because in this world, there's always going to be something happening externally, and if you don't, it's just really important to take the time. That's the most important part, to make sure you can live the most fulfilling life that you can live at that time. And not to say that the things going on outside of us and surrounding us are not important, but that should always definitely be a priority, so that you can be productive and progressive for the outside world, is knowing yourself and growing within yourself.
Okay, cool. So we're going to end up with another video, current song that you've written called Ariel. Ariel. And let's go ahead and play that, and then we'll chat for a couple more minutes, and then we'll say goodbye to everybody. So here we go, Ariel by Chai Tulani.
Yo! All the way from Kenya, the one and only Chai Tulani, and the bad boy Afro Bang, Khaled B, and the lady catcher this one, so for the one and only them, Ariel, yeah.
Ariel, oh, you ringing my bell? You know it's not over, and you know I can tell. Ariel, oh, you ringing my bell? You know it's not over, and you know I can tell. The way that you rolling in me, oh shit. The way that you looking at me, oh shit. You giving me fire in me always. I promise to always be free, oh shit. The way that you rolling in me, oh shit. The way that you looking at me, oh shit. You giving me fire in me always. I promise to always be free, oh shit. Ooh, yeah. If I tell you I love you every day, come and listen, my darling. Ooh, come and stay. Oh, my name you've been calling, no mistakes. I'm just hoping to know ya. See me singing it for ya. Baby, you know, I know you got me loving more. I've been feeling you, you been feeling me too, yeah. You, yeah. We be together, yeah, we be forever, yeah, we be together, yeah, we be forever, yeah. Oh, you ringing my bell? You know it's not over, and you know I can tell. Ariel, oh, you ringing my bell? You know it's not over, and you know I can tell. The way that you rolling in me, oh shit. The way that you looking at me, oh shit. You
out of my shell, feeling your body like bro, let me know what you know, girl. Oh, I don't need no one else, no, it just be you and myself. Oh, trip for two to the west, go. You know how we do, we freaking we wave. Yeah, 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 you can be BMGs. We gon' make them go crazy. We can go far, we can go. Like Bonnie and Clyde with no popo. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're ringing my bell. You know it's not over. And you know I can tell. Ariel, oh, you're ringing my bell. You know it's not over. And you know I can tell. The way that you're rolling in me, oh shit. The way that you're looking at me, oh shit. You giving me fire in me always. I promise to always be free, oh shit. The way that you're rolling in me, oh shit. The way that you're looking at me, oh shit. You giving me fire in me always. I promise to always be free, oh shit. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ariel, the one and only, the love of your life. Yeah, you know what I mean? I remember that one, so a lot of his mercies. Sure, Jaja reigns supreme.
Okay, where'd you find those dancers?
Yeah, those dancers. When I tell you, being in Chicago is such a privilege as an artist. Like, not only just the opportunities that you have, but the people that you meet, including yourself, actually. You know, even though we haven't met in person. But
Right.
you know, yes, being in Chicago, it's definitely. I remember all I did was make a Facebook status, and I was like, "Look, we're looking for dancers. This is a paid gig. Drop your information below, tag your friends." Immediately flooded my inbox with the, when's the shoot date, and sending me videos for to show, oh yeah, I got these moves, I got that moves, and every single one. Shout out to Mocha, Yana, shout out to Jay Ocean, and Ayala Faze. All of them have put in a lot of good work, and Man Williams. A lot of people put in a lot of work. And so they're all right here, Chicago, born, bred, amazing people.
Oh yeah, they were. So tell us what Ariel is about. What's that song about?
That song is actually about someone that I actually dated. That's definitely someone's. That's a love song for sure.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Okay. So are you dating someone now?
I am.
Okay. So you're unavailable then to all the young girls.
Oh yes, I am unavailable. I'm sincerely sorry. I apologize.
Okay, so a couple of real quick, fast questions before we let you go. We've got sort of a fun little thing that we do called the MeMA Take 5. Just off the top of your head, do you sing in the shower?
Yes.
What songs do you sing? Your own or someone else's?
Always someone else's. Very often.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Gemini Man right now. Yeah, Gemini Man.
How about a book? Any book that you're reading or?
The Progress Challenge. It's an unknown book, but it's a good book. You should check it out.
Cool. All right. What about any TV shows or series on TV? Anything you've watched recently?
The Hundreds. It's an old series, but I've just started watching it due to not being able to do stuff.
The Hundreds? The Hundreds?
The 100 or the 100. The one where they live in space and.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. What pisses you off?
Man, that's a good one. Traffic.
Totally. Yes, me too.
I think all the anger just comes out of me when I realize I'm generally a calm person, but then sometimes I have to sit there like, man, I'm really angry right now.
Well, everybody's not, you know what? It's everybody's nuts when they're in a car, completely crazy. And Chicago's nuts anyway with driving. What kind of a kid were you in school? What were you like in school?
I was a very quiet and shy kid. I was definitely not popular, wasn't the greatest in my grades, to be honest. But I was honestly just the epitome of just a background character in school. I was just there, like, yeah, this quiet kid. there.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Well, we want to thank you, Chai, for joining us. This was wonderful. You are a wonderful young man, and we hope to maybe have you on again at some point.
I would love to be back on. This was amazing.
Yeah, very cool. So thanks again, and
Thank you.
DK's thanks you as well. And we would like to tell you to have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. You too.
All right, take care. Thanks everybody for joining us. Don't forget to give MeMA-Music a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Same thing with DK's. Next week, we have a multidisciplinary artist by the name of Ugochi, who is Nigerian. She kind of does a little bit of everything, spoken word, hip hop, soul. She's got it all. So we're going to have her as a guest next Saturday, June 27th at the same time, 1 p.m. Central Standard. Susan, I know you're out there somewhere. Would you like to say something before we head out the door here?
Sure.
Susan, welcome.
Hey there. I just want to say thanks again to our guests and to MeMA. It's really fantastic. I can feel the energy, even though we're miles apart, and hopefully you'll share this with all your friends. So we'll see you back here next week.
Yes.
Thanks, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Martine. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining us. Have a great, safe, and happy weekend.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Oops.